Groot FM 90.5.
Oh my greatness. Listen, I'm going to try. I'm kind of a little bit, just freaking out, just a little bit. So if I stumble over my words, it's not because I'm not prepared. It's just because I'm sitting in the presence of absolute three legends. Listen to this. Now, the new figure, over 100 million albums sold worldwide. And UB40 featuring Ali, Astro, and Mickey back in South Africa by popular demand. UB40's 25th South African anniversary tour tomorrow evening, Sun Arena at Times Square, and it starts at 8 o'clock. So get yourselves there. Competicket.co.za. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome UB40. Hey! Oh my word! Listen, how are the three of you absolute legends? How you doing?
We're doing great. Yeah, man. We come to party, as you said, you know.
Yeah.
We're hoping everyone's going to come and party with us tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nice to be back in Pretoria. We haven't been here, like you said, for 25 years, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we come back to South Africa more or less every year now.
Yes.
You know. Usually playing Joburg.
Yeah.
In Cape Town. You know, and we were in Durban
last night.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's good to be back this way again.
Yeah, how was Durban in Cape Town?
It was great.
Lovely, yeah.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Cape Town was brilliant. And, well, we very rarely have a bad gig. In fact, we don't have bad gigs.
No.
Yeah.
It was sold out. Everybody's happy. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you started at the age of 11, if I'm correct. That's when UB40 started way back then. Am I right?
Well, no. No. I started UB40 in 1979, and we were 3 years old, actually.
Wow. Yeah, look at that.
I did my first live sing-song thing at about 11 years old.
Right.
At my father's club. He had
Okay.
he was a folk singer, so that was
Yeah.
the first time I performed live.
Yeah.
When I
Okay.
was 11. But we were 19, 20 years old when we got UB40 together.
Right, okay. And very humble beginnings. I mean, the first was a small...
Unemployed, you know, with the real deal, you know, we were rags
Yeah.
to riches and all that, you know, we were,
Yeah.
UB40 means unemployment, benefit UB,
Yes.
40 is a registration number, and that's the card that you needed to get your dole money, you know, from the government when you were unemployed.
Yes.
And we were, you know, we came up in Thatcher's Britain, you know, which was pretty bleak, and we were pretty, you know, we were disenfranchised, and we hadn't had, you know, any work for 3 years.
Yeah.
So we started a band. I mean, if we had been employed, we wouldn't have had the time to start the band. Actually, you know, when you think about it. So we were all unemployed. So we, we got a group together, and it was always going to be reggae because we all loved reggae. We grew up listening to reggae.
Yeah. Just a couple of listeners that I would like to invite to ask a question or two. So let's go to the WhatsApp line here. Just here.
Hi guys,
Hey,
thank you for visiting South Africa.
big love.
From Donnie and Erika, we would like to say thank you, and this is our gift for ourselves, for our 12th anniversary, and we can't wait to hear Kingston Town live tomorrow night. Thank you very much.
Nice. Just a fan saying that they can't wait to see
Thank you.
Kingston live.
Big love.
Kingston Town. Let's see this
Good day,
one.
Ruben and team and UB40. This is Milan speaking. I just want to find out, when you're on tour and performing on stage in front of thousands of people and they react to your music with a huge applause and celebration, what's the feeling that you have inside you? How best can you describe how awesome the feeling is when you hear all the people celebrating about your music?
You really can't describe it.
Yeah.
It's hard to put into words. It's impossible to put into words. But yeah, it's what you live for. Like, when you create something, you hope that people are going to like it. And when you see people reacting the way you expect them to, which is to be grooving out and dancing with their partners, it's the icing on the cake.
That's what it's about. You know, we're a reggae band, so we're a dance band, you know. So when people get up and dance to our music, then, you know, there's no better compliment for us.
Yes. And I suppose the question would probably, if I had to add to that, does one ever get used to it? I mean, you've been around the block. It's been a lifetime that you guys have been in the industry. Do you ever get used to it in a way?
No, not that feeling.
Yeah.
It's the only place you can get it is on stage. at
Right
a
there
show.
on stage. We're all, you know, I'm still very nervous before I go on.
Do you really, eh?
I'm afraid you find me in the loo, yes, you know, before the
Seriously?
show, yeah.
Yeah.
And that never changed, you know, even though we've been doing it for coming up to 40 years now.
What?
You know?
How's that, eh?
Yeah, next year will be
40.
40th anniversary.
UB40
Yeah,
next
that's
year.
it. Yeah, we be 40 for real.
Wow. What a song, eh? Red Wine. Neil Diamond, wrote the song?
Yeah, well,
originally?
it's an old one now, you know.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
that was That was a crazy record for us because it was 1983. It went to number one basically all over the world, apart from America. And then 5 years later, it went to number one in America. So it had two lives, you know. So, and that's probably why everyone, you know, thinks UB40. They think of Red Red Wine. You know?
What a song, man. Oh, can't ever get used to that. Listen, I want to ask you a little bit about South Africa. I mean, especially like the type of stuff that you enjoy most about South Africa when you come here. What do you enjoy most?
Well,
For me, it's the audience.
Yeah.
The people.
Audience.
Yeah. That's why we keep coming back. We have such a great time with them that how can you not come back time and time again?
Yeah.
Plus, everybody's an African.
Yeah. Look at that. Nice one. And the food?
Yeah, I can dig that. You know, give me some Mozambique prawns. I'm quite happy with that, you know. And,
Nice.
you know, you get good Mozambique food here in South Africa.
Okay. I suppose I didn't want to ask you guys if you've had biltong and droewors because I think you guys have had that before. So I want to ask you guys, a cook sister, if you've ever had a proper South African cook sister.
We've heard of it.
Yeah.
We've heard of it. It's famous. Yeah.
Right.
It's famous where we come from.
Okay, so I organised a few, and I would like to have you guys maybe taste one while we're on air.
Very kind of
we're going to
you.
be streaming this live on Facebook. So this is incredible. This is UB40 in studio, and they're going to be having a cook sister. All right. So I want you guys to see what you guys think of a cook sister. And
Well,
let's
you're
hear
live,
about that.
so now you can't say you don't like it.
So let's hear what they say about a cook sister. All right, there we go. So they're having it on Facebook Live. As jy op Facebook Live is, gaan maak 'n bietjie draai daar.
Lekker.
Ah, look at that.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
lekker.
lovely. Yeah, really lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Ah, nice.
Excellent. Very sweet.
Yeah?
It's going to play havoc with my blood sugars, I know that.
Start of the long, slippery slope. This.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
Very
So a
nice.
lekker cook sister. All right, so that's what it's all about. Nice one. And why I'm offering the sweet stuff is I know that you guys have, well, besides the music, you've got something else in common. And it's all about the work you did before UB40, if I'm not mistaken. Where did you guys work? Is it in a factory or a thing somewhere?
Yeah, Cadbury's.
Well, yeah, we were all unemployed when we started
Yes.
the band, hence the name.
Yeah.
And what happened was, because we'd been unemployed for getting on for 3 years,
Yeah.
the government sort of threatened to send us to a rehabilitation centre where you get up in the morning and just learn how to sweep and things. So we all got jobs at Cadbury's, the chocolate factory.
All right.
Mickey, myself, and Astro, who we're working now. Yeah,
Doing what exactly?
making
was
Easter
actually-
eggs.
I was making
What?
I was making the chocolate. They were just staring at it on conveyor belts.
Yeah, we were the conveyor belt boys. I was at one end sticking the tray on, and Mickey was 2 floors up at the other end, taking him off again.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
How's that? Okay, so what I want to do now, and while we're on Facebook Live, I want to make this one video. Is I've got 2 chocolates here, obviously South African, and I want you guys to take a taste of the 2 chocolates that I've got here, and to tell me which one, without looking, okay, because one of them is obviously branded. Okay, so which one is Cadbury's and which one is not? Okay, so I'm gonna put it close to you without looking and giving it all away. And
The thing is, we didn't eat chocolate in Cadbury's because, well, you just don't when you're in the factory, do you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You kind of get sick of the sight of it, you know.
Yeah.
One of my jobs was looking at a whole tray of chocolate buttons coming towards me.
Yeah.
For 10 hours, and if 2 were stuck together, I had to press a little button, and they'd fall down a hole, you know.
Yeah.
So we loathed and hated chocolate when we were working there. You know.
Still do or?
I kind of went off it a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Same
Yeah.
thing over there.
I'm good.
He still likes it.
Okay. Cool. Well, so we're not going to do the challenge, are we? Are we not? Are we going to do the
I
challenge?
think they are.
Let's do the
shouldn't.
challenge.
My
Yeah.
blood sugars would be too high.
All right. Cool. So let's try that. Let's give it a go and tell us which one, if you haven't tasted without looking at it.
But it's going to be the one that's turned over, isn't it?
I'm not sure. Let's see. Which one is Capri and which one is not? And this is on Facebook Live. So they're doing it now.
A lot of chomping going on, a lot of lip smacking.
Cadbury's.
That's Cadbury's,
Astro
is it?
says that first one is Capri's, and if you try the next one, oh my word, this is like serious taste buds operating here.
It's an Aero or something.
Aero.
like
I think it's Aero. And let's hear from Mickey.
Yeah, the first one's definitely Cadbury's.
And the second one you would say is something different?
Yeah.
Aero.
All right. Okay, guys, both of those
A Cadbury's.
are Cadbury's. I had to do it. I
You were
had to do it.
duped. You were duped.
The one with more air tastes better for some
Yeah.
reason.
It's got less chocolate in it.
Oh, unbelievable. Listen, and also, if I'm not mistaken, you guys released 30 years later, you released your first red wine.
Yep. You can,
Unbelievable.
You can get our bottles of Bordeaux Superior. It's what is it?
Cabernet Franc.
Cabernet Franc and Merlot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a French wine, which isn't sort of in vogue nowadays. Everybody's after the new world wines in New Zealand, South Africa, California,
Yeah.
Chile. But no, we went for a French one, and it's a cuvee. It's a Bordeaux Superior, and it's very, very good. It's,
Nice.
even though I say so myself.
Yep.
Oh, my
And
word.
you can get that at ub40.org or
Eminentlife.
eminentlife.co. Yeah, man.
Why 30 years?
Well, because we had to research it first, obviously.
Research your wine. Nice one.
Yeah, you only get one shot at this. You've got to get it right first time.
Yeah, unbelievable. I want to ask your tour riders. When you guys go on tours, you normally have a tour rider or a tech rider or something. What does your tour rider entail?
Well, we've just cut it down,
we
actually,
have,
haven't we?
actually.
Because they were giving us too many nice things to eat, and we were all putting on too much weight.
Yeah.
So I think there's a couple of bottles of champagne in there, and
Oh, nice.
Cans of Guinness.
a couple of cans of Guinness, a couple of packs of Rizzler. And that's us done. That's us
Sorted.
And some
That's just sorted, yeah.
coconut water.
And some coconut
Just
water.
to keep ourselves hydrated.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all the good stuff's in the band room, where
Yeah.
we're all with the rest of the band are, and
Yeah.
they have all the sweeties and
Nice.
little sandwiches and things.
Yeah. So many years that you guys been on the road as well. Where do you draw energy from still to keep on doing this?
Well, we play reggae.
Well, it's our chosen profession. It's what we always wanted to do, and
Yeah.
you can never get sick and tired of doing what you love.
No, and we
Yeah.
don't get sick and tired of the songs either. When people say you don't, you get sick of singing, Red Wine and Many Rivers to Cross or Kingston Town.
Yeah.
Well, no, because
We loved them before we recorded
exactly,
them.
yeah, we recorded those songs because we loved them, and
Yeah.
that's what the whole Labour of Love trilogy was all about.
Right.
And for 20 years, people have been asking us to do another one, and that's what we did. That's why the new album's called A Real Labour of Love,
Yes.
to differentiate between the first three,
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because the first three, they was what we grew up listening to. This new album is what we were listening to once we'd started as a band. So we was touring around. These
through
are
the 80s and
sounds,
90s, yeah.
Yeah. And the new album, A Real Labour of Love, has there been a change in sound at all?
Yeah, I think because we produce our own stuff, it's each album gets a little bit better, I think.
Yeah.
And it being my 31st album or whatever, I think I got the balance of the bass drum and the bass all right this
nice,
time round.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And I mean, you've also got a story about an unplugged, how's this, unplugged, UB40 unplugged reggae. I mean, how did that come about?
Well, it's unprecedented, isn't
Yes,
it?
totally.
How can you have an unplugged reggae, which means there's a reggae without a bass,
Yeah.
But what happened was we were promoting the Silhouette album,
Yeah.
and we were going around radio
Radio
stations,
stations.
very similar to this,
Yeah.
But of course, we're an 11-piece band. You couldn't stick that in one of these little rooms
Yes.
with instruments. So they
Yeah.
kept asking us to do little acoustic sets, which we did about 5 of, a couple of tunes at a time.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, that's an unplugged album right there.
Exactly.
And I said it as a joke, but you know what Universal's like? They went right, bang, bang, bang. It was out. It was out
Yeah, yeah.
before the news, and it was very successful. It went silver within weeks, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and it was a new style of reggae, with no
Yeah.
bass, cuddly reggae.
Cuddly reggae.
Yeah, it was like informal, cuddly reggae. Because a lot of people are intimidated by bass, as it happens. Big, loud bass music.
Yeah.
Kind of frightens some people.
Yeah, exactly.
And, and when we did a reggae album without bass, it kind of just felt less intimidating.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
To be enjoyed with your bottle of red wine.
Now you're
yeah.
talking. Look at that.
Well, it was for Christmas, wasn't it? So we were selling that with
Yeah.
a bottle of wine, as a
nice.
Christmas box. Yeah, man.
Wonderful. Alright, dis 5 minute na 4 Groot FM 90.5 UB40 nog saam in die ateljee and boy oh boy are we looking forward to the show tomorrow evening. What can the people expect from the show from tomorrow night?
Well, it's going to be primarily a greatest hits set because we're not self-indulgent, so we're not going to be playing lots of tracks that people don't know. But there's going to be something for everybody. You know. There'll be all the hits.
That kind of says it all, Ash.
Yeah.
Well, we've been on the road permanently for nearly 5 years now, since Astro came back to the fold, and we've sort of honed down a great set that we know everybody likes,
Yeah.
So that's
All
the
the
set. That's
big
the set. Will be
hits.
the same set that we play everywhere else.
Unbelievable.
It's just got a few of the new tracks in.
But we can't possibly play everything, so that there will be some people a bit disappointed. But
Well,
hopefully
no
we can,
way in the world will anybody be disappointed. I don't know how you could possibly have said that, Michael, but there you go.
And a final word from you guys. I know you've got a hectic schedule, so I don't want to keep you guys too long. Thank you so much, firstly, for coming out and chatting to us. A final word for all the UB40 fans out there.
Just like to say big love to everybody out there in Pretoria, and we're here to party, so come and party with us. Come tomorrow and enjoy yourself. Yeah, man.
All right, there you have it. Yeah, UB40 featuring Ali, Astro, and Mickey. UB40's 25th as a South African anniversary tour tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock. Sun Arena at Times Square. Computicket.co.za. Get yourselves tickets. They're going really fast, so get yourselves out there and go and have a good, proper party. Guys, thank you so much. It was really an honor for me to have you guys in studio, and really looking forward to the show from tomorrow night. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, UB40.
Groot FM 90.5.